Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of our Fearless Power podcast. We have a little handshake, but we're a little far away today. Today, we would like to introduce, if you guys don't know who they are, we have Nicole and Melissa from Exhibit.
Yes, hello, everybody.
And we're so excited to have them here today because they're going to be talking to us about everything. So, Nicole, tell us, you guys have been together for how long now?
We've been working together for over 6 years.
Oh.
Yeah, but
beginning of 2018.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then we opened Exhibit last June, and yeah, we're coming up on a year already.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
How does that feel coming up on that 1 year?
Oh, it's amazing. It's
I don't know how it's been a year.
Right? It's gone so quick.
Yeah.
Like
And
you
you
feel like you
guys-
blink and it's been a year.
Yeah.
And you guys, I just feel like are just growing. I keep up with on social media, and you guys are just doing all your reels and posting a lot of education content, which I love.
Yeah.
Darlene, have you got? I go to them. I go to Melissa for my lips and soon Botox because you know
We love
It's
Botox.
needed.
we're
getting there.
I asked her if she had it with her today, so she could just do it right here, right
Have
now.
a syringe. But we wanted to have you guys in our podcast because I feel like you have been such a successful role model on the social media. Like I started following you guys 3 years ago. So I feel like just watching you grow has been really impacted the beauty industry, especially in New Jersey, because I feel like we always need small businesses to grow. And I would love to hear a little bit more about how was it the transition of working for someone and then getting to the point that both of you guys are let's become partners and let's open up a location. Did you guys know? Did you guys plan, or were you guys were you guys what was the
How
the
did it?
beginning
How
of
did,
it? How did you guys get to
we
connect?
actually joke about it. We're like, it was just a random Tuesday morning, and we were like, this is it. We're gonna do it.
Yeah.
Obviously, we had thought about it and talked about it, but it was never something that we were actually going to.
We weren't so serious about it. We would just be I don't know, it would be a random day and we're like, all right, that's it. Today's the day, we're gonna do it. And then I don't know, we get
Life would just go on.
and then
Was it because
another week goes by, it's another Friday, Saturday,
and it's a lot to
reset.
take on, you got to
Yeah.
learn everything and plan and all that. So, but
was it because you were fed up with where you were working? What was your push to do it, or just because you knew you could do a better job at owning? Or
I think a lot of it comes down to wanting to provide a certain level of care and a certain environment for your patients, and working for someone else, you can't always do that.
Yeah.
So where we worked, we had a great support system. It wasn't like it was a bad place. It was just that we wanted to build a brand and definitely bring a lot more education and things like that to our patients.
Yeah.
So.
And I feel like we are very similar with how we approach things. So I feel like it helped make things work.
Right.
Yeah.
you guys had the same vision?
Yes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes.
What was the first, when you guys first opened up, where did you find yourself? Did you find yes, finally we did it, everything's going the way it's supposed to go? What was some of the things you're this is exactly how I want my clients to feel when they're in here? Give us an example. Was it the layout, the setup, the people you hired?
Yes,
that maybe you guys are now all on the same page?
Yeah, definitely all of that.
Yeah.
Definitely the people we hired, we hand selected, their personalities, the way they treat people, the way they work with others.
Yeah.
But definitely for me, it was so hard because I'm one of those people that I need things right now.
Yeah.
And creating a business is not right now.
No, somehow we pulled it together though.
Oh,
within
yeah.
3-4 months.
I was going to say, how long
Yeah.
did it take? 3 months from the lease?
Yeah.
And that's amazing.
Yeah, which is crazy. I mean, when we tell people that, they're like, how the hell did you do
Yeah.
that? I'm like, I don't really know.
We have no idea.
And
You
what's
just
your
do it.
commute now? Are you close to your location now?
Yes.
You found that was one of the things
yes.
why you wanted to leave where you were?
That was a
Okay.
major part of it too. Commute and work-life balance, all that was very important to us.
Yeah.
We both live in Denville now, which is a 5-minute
A
ride and a
win-win.
4-minute
Yeah.
ride.
Yeah.
So.
Super close.
And then Melissa, you have kids.
Yes.
So what is to keep your life balance? Are you working full time? How was the whole opening and then having the little ones? How old are they?
So I have 2 boys, almost 3 and almost 5. When we started doing this, I mean, it was crazy. It affords me the opportunity to now, if I need to, Friday we had muffins with mom for Mother's Day. I was able to go to work for a little bit and then go spend time with my boys, which was I feel like I could never do that before. I'd feel guilty about it.
Yeah. Mom guilt is the worst.
Oh, it's
Mom guilt is the worst
everywhere.
guilt.
Yeah. But when we were opening, I mean, I would put the kids to sleep and I'd meet Nicole at the office at 8, 9 o'clock at night. We'd be there till 1, 2 in the morning sometimes, but you make it work, you know?
Yes.
And they definitely motivate me to.
And those are the struggles that, like, when you now open your space, you're like, now, yes, you struggle and it was late nights, but now you have more of a, like, you can go home when you want, you know, you don't have to ask to go, you know, and that. Are you guys, like, what is your hiring process? Like, how do you guys hire people? How do you guys train? I feel like, how long have they been training for? Like, until you trust them to become, like, one of you
working
guys.
on their own. Yes, I think
a month or so we do have like hardcore training.
It depends on the role. Both of you guys, or just like one? And they cool.
Yeah, both of us. Yeah. We try to do so. Like recently, we just hired a nurse, so we're training her. So she has like model days with me, and she has model days with Melissa, so she can kind of get a feel for how each of us inject, and you learn something from everybody. Everybody's technique is different and things like that. So we want to make sure that they do, see how each of us work. But definitely Botox is like the first thing that you do. And then we slowly get you into filler and things like that. So it's definitely, I would say, at least 6 months of behind the scenes before you can even like
take a client. When was the moment that you knew that this was the career for you? What was your past? Like, did you guys go to college for something else? Like, what was your experience going to college or your journey?
So I've been a nurse for 10 years now. I got into nursing because I just loved helping people and I knew it was what I wanted to do. I did hospital nursing for like 3 years.
How was that?
Oh my gosh. We could talk of like 2 hours on that. That was like such a crazy experience, but like an experience that I needed. It taught me how to like, balance and I can do like 10 things at once and definitely critical thinking and all that. So it's an experience that I needed, but definitely I did makeup on the side. I was always into beauty. So I wanted to kind of figure out how to tie those two together. And I went back to school, got my esthetician license. So I did night nursing, full-time esthetician student, graduated, and started working for the surgeon that we were at. And then,
so did you need to have your esthetician license for that, or you just wanted to go through it?
Because that was like 7 or 8 years ago, and it was like really hard to get into this industry then. So I wanted to just get something that would be good on the resume and get
and have it already.
So that's kind of how I set myself apart.
How about you?
Yeah, so a little bit different. I'm a physician assistant, so a little bit different schooling. I went through 4 years of undergrad, 3 years of a post-grad, and then I got my first job doing urgent care, traveling around doing different urgent cares for about 2 years. It's exhausting. I mean, you see a lot, you suture. I'm a very hands-on person, so I got to do a lot of that, but I always wanted to get into a surgical field like plastics. Derm was always a dream of mine as well, but both of those are super hard to get into, especially when you're fresh out of school. So I was about 2 years in, I was planning on looking for another job. I was approached through like a LinkedIn for this surgeon in Paramus, and I jumped on it, got the job, and then kind of phased into injectables as well as assisting in surgery. And I've always
miss the surgery part?
Sometimes.
Yeah, we talk about that all the time, right? It definitely like broke it up.
Yeah, I mean, it was nice because surgery was always fun. I don't know. You never
knew what you were gonna get that day.
Yeah. But we always joke around. We're like, we got to keep like a suturing kit in the office. In case anyone gets injured, I'll be right there to
ready to go
stitch you up.
Are most injectors nurses or like? Do you have to be?
Yes. Yeah. Nursing is the lowest. I don't want to say lowest, but you have to have at least a nursing degree minimum. Yeah.
Minimum to do it.
Yes.
Okay. How do you feel about just asking like doctors' offices that just decide to offer it?
I mean,
like they see patients for sickness.
I feel like everybody that has a doctor
kind of scares me,
and I'm like,
kind of scares me a little bit.
Yeah, and everyone has to start somewhere. So it's not that we want to talk poorly on that, but definitely as a patient looking for an injector, I would want to see someone that's doing it
that specializes in it. Exactly. 100%.
I feel the same way about hair. I feel like if I'm gonna go for someone that do extensions, I want to see that a lot of their Instagram is on extensions too, because they're doing it every day.
Exactly. Yep. Exactly.
Yeah.
So I have another question for you. What are some common misconceptions with filler? Because I know you hear different things, like if you get too much or if you don't get enough, or
there's so many.
There's so many things that you hear, and it's just good to hear it from the professional.
Absolutely.
So I would love for everyone else to know too.
Yeah. I think just the history of filler, it's just, you only see the bad outcomes, you know, and people only know about the bad outcomes and the overfilled celebrities and things like that. So filler has come a long way. We focus on full face treatments because the whole point is to balance and to, you know, enhance your features without overfilling. But I think, you know, people just think you're going to do a syringe and look completely different. Yeah. And you do not walk out of there looking crazy. We ensure that does not happen.
Yes. So look like yourself, just enhancing lights and shadows. Like that's really what it is. You know, you're changing lights and shadows, contours, and you're not creating anything new or changing your face in any crazy way. It's just about very natural enhancements that are going to make you look more well-rested, youthful, without looking crazy.
Do you think most people that come in for their first time, or just in general, if they're looking for, most people are looking for full face or just like specific area?
I feel like they come in looking for, something's off. I don't know what it is. I don't like
Sounds
this,
right.
this, you know.
I feel like everything's coming this way.
Right. And they, you know, they're very open to our suggestions, which is so refreshing because, you know, a lot of times people will come in and be like, I just want my cheeks and I just want to do this. I'm like, well, you know,
you got to do something different to get there.
But we have to, you know, assess another area.
But I also feel like it's like trusting the person that you're going in with because, you know, they might go in and say, hey, I want my cheeks, and then maybe somebody's just going to give you the cheeks.
Exactly.
But then giving you that personal, like,
that's where that education comes
I think it's everything. I feel like for the injectors, I feel like it's hard for like a first time patient. Like for me, like my first ever was getting my lips done. I didn't know. I just walked in, I got it done. I didn't have questions. I just like, I guess she's going to take care of me, you know? So it's good to have that fresh, like knowing that you guys will give the best judgment on the most natural look on the face. Right. Yeah.
And would you say, like, if somebody did want a full face, it's more than one syringe, obviously, to fill all the areas, right? But I love that you guys do a very thorough consultation and figure out exactly what the client needs, because I can speak personally. I've been to places where they're just like, you're hollow. And then I go somewhere else and she's like, you're not hollow. And I'm like, well, what is it? I don't know what I am, you know? And I feel like sometimes people just want to do stuff, but don't have the explanation behind it. Because she said it, and I'm like, well, what does that even mean? And where?
They're like, well, make me not hollow.
Where am I even hollow? You know? So it's good to, like you guys said, you opened this business because you wanted to have a specific type of atmosphere, and I'm sure consultation takes that full circle for you guys. And you said too that you're a nurse
practitioner.
Practitioner. Okay. Do you feel like that made it easier for you guys to map out and figure out exactly where things need to be placed and put? And
definitely, definitely education for us is everything. And I think too, our surgery background is definitely huge as well, because we see a lot of things that maybe other injectors that weren't, you know, in that area, you know, get to see it as much. But yeah, definitely the education has been huge, and we do
continue. I feel like that sets us apart. People leave. I had a patient who came in for a full consultation, didn't get anything done, left us a 5-star review just because of how thorough
you guys
consultation was. I mean, she'll come back. I hope. Hey, if you're out there.
Well, I'm about to be a client, okay?
But I mean, like, that was the one thing. Like, we felt very just rushed at our other job, and we wanted to kind of slow down and really
slow the pace,
get in depth with each of our patients,
which has a huge value on itself.
People just want stuff done. They don't understand the reasoning behind it.
Like, I have no idea. Like, I would have to walk in and be like, what do I need to make this not be this way? No idea. I don't know anything.
Yeah, so people appreciate it.
And when I first met you guys, I think I was in the room with Nicole, because one of the girls that work here went, and my makeup artist Angelina, she went, and I turned around, I was like, Ange, she was so professional. I was like, she was just so like exactly like what you want to hear, that makes you feel comfortable, like before you're gonna like do anything.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's a big deal. You want to feel comfortable with who's about to, you know, inject your face.
Definitely. And you have now been open for a year, officially, just you two, right?
Yeah, it's about June.
And obviously, I'm sure you guys had somewhat of a following too with opening, but how did you market yourselves this past year to grow as much as you have already?
Yeah, and I think marketing is a huge thing.
Yeah.
People ask us all the time, they're like, "Who runs your Instagram?" And they're like, "We do."
Yeah.
Like
we do it all.
We literally do it all.
Yeah.
But it was definitely for us kind of rebranding in a way. So a lot of full face posts, a lot of educational posts. Instead of like, if you go back on my Instagram 4 years ago, like I was known as like the lip girl. Like there's only lips everywhere. Like people came to me and they'd be like, "Do you treat other areas?" Like I'm like, "Yes, I do filler everywhere," you know, but it's just, this is what I post. So this is what you see. So we had to really kind of work on changing that. Yeah. And I think the full face, the exhibit face is definitely kind of where we've gotten a lot of our popularity from. Yeah.
So I love that the exhibit face.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
And it goes with the name too.
Yeah.
We focus a lot of our treatments like based on exhibit lips, exhibit face, exhibit chin. Like it's just,
I love that. And then what are some of the other marketing tools that you guys use? Do you guys use Google? Do you guys do you guys work with small businesses in Denville that promotes you guys? How do you guys go about getting more clients in?
We definitely do. We use Google. We use a company called Growth 99, which is very popular in our field. Yep. So they're kind of like our Google search engine.
We've partnered with a lot of, we've done Denville Guide, which is like a local little magazine that they distribute to all the small businesses in Denville. We have a few events coming up, I think.
Yeah, street fair.
Yeah, some street, some local things.
Yeah. Do you guys do referrals? Do you guys have like
we do have a referral program?
Yeah.
So $50 off for every person that you refer. What else do we have?
Yeah. I mean,
we have our app. We have
oh my God, how do we
we have our app. So we have memberships.
Yes.
You know what? Can you touch bases a little bit?
Yes,
because
people love it.
Yes.
It was fantastic, by the way. But I want you to kind of tell everybody like what the membership is.
Yes,
I was like mind blown. I was like, this is
I
amazing.
know.
How can I incorporate that in the hair?
Yes. So honestly, opening exhibit, we wanted to change the med spa space, and we don't like to call it a med spa. It's a medical aesthetic practice. And we just felt like making things a little bit more affordable for our patients is kind of where we wanted to.
Affordable without looking
cheap.
Exactly. Exactly. Yes. So we use, it's called Repeat MD. And they kind of tailor an app to you, and you can build memberships and tiers and things like that. So we have a Botox membership, or I'm sorry, a Tox membership. That would be like $13 a unit instead of $15 a unit. And then facials. So obviously we want our patients to cross over. Right. So if you're getting facials, we also want to see you as an injectable patient. So we do the facial membership. So it's a discounted facial, and then you get the Tox membership for free. Okay. So that's kind of how it all, and then you build points. So like each visit is a certain amount of points, and then you get free products and things like that. So
it's really amazing.
It's
like
really
amazing.
Birthday coupon.
Did I misread that there's something that they do an account, so monthly they pay for something?
That's the Tox membership. Yes.
So monthly it gets deducted from your account, and then it saves it. So by the time you go to your first service, you already have $600 saved because they're getting it out of your account.
You save 4 people to be beautiful.
It's amazing.
Say that one more time.
And I feel like that's something I have never seen.
Yes.
So you save money in the account, like you take it out of people's accounts, save it for them to get.
We say it's like an HSA for
you know how many people can't budget even if they try. That is beyond genius.
Our exhibit bank.
Our exhibit bank.
It's a no-brainer.
Go girls, that's amazing. Wow.
And we can run specials through our
you can send
app.
Text messages and everything.
Everything.
Not sponsored, by the way, but great. Repeat MD is great.
And what is the app that you download? Repeat MD, or do you download like an exhibit app?
So they create our app for us specifically, and then they send us the
QR code.
The QR code, and then from there it opens right into the App Store.
So it's called Exhibit Rewards.
You can name it yourself.
They don't have that for hair.
We gotta figure.
We gotta make that
now. We'll give you our contact.
You know why? Because our services could be as just a similar price rack. So I feel like people budget out. It would be so nice for them to feel relieved that when they come in, they already have the amount
there.
Amazing.
Yeah.
What do you guys do on your days off, and how many days are you guys in there? And what is your life like, you know, on your two days
life
off,
work
3 days
balance.
off,
Yeah.
do you guys have a work balance or a life balance since you're open, since it's not a year yet?
Yes.
What
I
is it
think
like?
definitely when we first opened, we had to kind of teach ourselves, especially for where we were before. It was very like, you know, it's the hustle. You're seeing a ton of patients. And for us, when we opened, we were like, what, 5 or 6 days a week, like 9 to 9.
Yeah.
Like
we accidentally also
we
booked
killed ourselves. We really overbooked. So it was kind of learning what we can do, especially with all the new responsibilities of owning the business. So everything that you don't think of. So that definitely, we had to scale it back. So we both do Tuesday through Friday now. And then we're off Monday, Saturday, Sunday. But
And is the practice closed on Saturday and Sunday? Or?
It's open every other Saturday.
Okay.
Soon to be open every day of the week.
Smart.
Yes, to be coming.
Very smart.
But yeah, definitely on Mondays I train. So I'm an Allergan trainer. So I go to different medical spas and teach other injectors techniques and about the products and things like that. So I do that like 2 to 3 Mondays a month. So the weekends are really my only free time.
And what is it like on the weekends for you? What do you do? Do you take your little self-care? What is
What's
your self-care like at home?
I have a whole little regimen, my at-home facial. It's like by Friday or Saturday night, I literally just like give myself an hour long at-home facial with all my Zeo products. But yeah, I like to just give myself a good veg day.
Yeah, everyone needs a veg day to get back into it.
Netflix. I know. I text Melissa all the time. I'm like, Mel, I don't know how you're doing this because I don't even have kids, and I'm over here like, how are we even alive? And you've got to keep 2 little humans alive.
My gosh. I don't
What
know.
is your
I
routine like?
Well, usually, like, you know, Mondays I'll just look ahead for the week and see what we got to do, what we got to order. A lot of
The ordering
manager type. We do it all, honestly. Like we're the owner, manager, injector, everything. So
we're learning that too.
We're also learning that we probably got to start delegating some stuff. But you know, just looking through, making sure everything's ready for the week. All the, you know, ordering, like I said. But my weekends are just jam packed with kid stuff. You know, it's my son started T-ball, so that's every Saturday. Good old food shopping. I mean, nothing exciting.
No.
The time with the family.
Time with the family is super important to me. But it's kind of just like my time to reset for the week. You know.
Which we know that it's so important to go into the new week
and
have that
recharged.
mindset that you relaxed. Because when you just go, you can't even look at your patients the same. You're just like
it's so true.
tired, you know?
Like
I-
hamster
so true.
wheel, you know?
I will say, me and Lou both opened up our businesses with our kids too, like not before, and when, you know, full force, full throttle with everything and working the long days. And like you said, then you got to figure out how to scale it back eventually because the 7 days a week just didn't cut it anymore. You run yourself to the ground. You just physically can't do it. And then we spoke about like on a previous podcast, like life work balance always changes. It's never the same. It's like, I think that I have it figured out. And when I think I have it figured out, the next day it's totally different. So I have not ever since that point stuck to what it is. I just let it kind of change in the day and find my balance in the moment because, you know, you want to get home to your kids, I'm sure sometimes, but you might be getting home later one day than you do another day. And I'm sure you want to get home to do certain things. And it's like every day it's just different.
No, it's so true.
Sure.
Yeah,
you
especially
know,
with patients. I feel like we go through like weeks where we just cannot stay on time. We are just like, you know, patients want to do more than what they came in for. They come in for lips and we end up doing a full face consult and they end up doing something different. So we'll go through a week where we're like, oh my God, like what did we do wrong? How can we run on time? And then like the next week you'll be on time the whole week. And so it's just like, can't be too hard on yourself. And
depends on the clients you have that week too. Some people need more focus, need more attention.
Absolutely.
And then some people have been through it already and they're just like, all right, do what you got to do and out the door.
Right. So
Right.
true.
I'm sure you have your regulars that trust you now. They're like, do what you got to do. And I'm
like, I don't know what I need, just whatever.
Exactly. They're
I'm
like,
just
don't
here.
even listen.
Which is nice.
How many patients do you guys take a day? Like, what's an average day?
It definitely varies. Like on Botox heavy days, at least probably 20 patients each.
Wow.
But on like more filler heavy days, so those appointments are much longer, then probably closer to like 12 or 15. Yeah.
Do you guys do filler and what was the first one? It was filler and
Botox. Yes.
There's two different
Yeah.
do you do both of the services in the same day, or do you block the specific day? Okay, so you just
we pretty much can do everything same day if the patient is willing.
Yeah.
You know, some people like to separate it, and that's fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it really just depends on the timeline and things like that.
Yeah. That's amazing.
It's a hustle too for them.
It's a hustle.
But like the hair, it's like the same thing. Like we take different services, but like nothing runs on time.
Right.
Especially in my book. And then like if there is a week that is nice, you're like, was I not that busy?
Right.
No, I was just organized.
Right. I know.
I'm like, I just had a normal week.
So
this
true.
is how it feels. But and then you're so used to like that crazy, you know, that
It's
you
so
feel
true.
like that's the normal way. But really, all we want is balance.
Yes.
And most of the
true.
clients understand. It's just acknowledging the fact that you're late and like apologizing for it. And if you don't acknowledge it, people are like, you know, a little upset.
Exactly. Yep.
I've been waiting here for a half hour.
The understanding.
Yes. And usually it's not awful. It's just that you have that day where someone came in for lip and they're on for like 20 minutes, and then they actually do an exhibit face. So that's like an hour and 20 minutes. So you just
I want to get an exhibit face.
Oh my
Me
gosh.
too.
come in, let's do it.
The exhibit
Yes.
I'm booking before you
film 'em.
leave. That's amazing. Do you guys have any like goals for 2024? I know we're almost halfway through the year right now, but I feel like when you own a business, there's always the next goal, the next dream, the next, you know, what are you moving towards? We never really stay comfortable with where we're at, right?
Yep. So true.
Where's your goal moving forward?
Definitely, I think for us, working on maybe some form of like academy, training other injectors.
Training. We did a lot of questions about that from other like new injectors, even established injectors. So that would be great to have them, you know, come in. But it's just finding the time to
to do it, to create a criteria.
You're gonna have to put that into your schedule.
Pencil that in.
Somehow.
Block off the time.
I think multiple locations, maybe one day, that would be huge.
Long-term goal for us. And you know, right now we're just kind of focusing on expanding our services, and you know, we want to offer more.
Bringing on an injector was our biggest move so far. So training her and really, you know, getting her busy, I think is going to be our next biggest thing.
What do you look for when you're hiring? Like now that you said you hired your first one, like what is like, obviously you're overflowing with clients. That's amazing. That's why you got to the point that now you're growing. What are you looking for someone that may be looking to work for you guys one day?
Definitely passion. I feel like you can't do what we do without being passionate. Like, and I feel like some people try to get into our field because they think it's going to be like money and fun and it's totally, it's all of that, but it's not.
No, and it's a serious thing. You're, the face.
It's a medical procedure.
It's a procedure, exactly.
It needs to be treated as such. So definitely passion and professionalism, but also being able to like have the conversation with the patients. I feel like that doesn't come easily to everyone. So like actually being able to consult and hear what they're seeing and explain to them what you're seeing and figure out a way to come up with a plan. That's definitely, that takes the longest time to train on.
Do you guys feel like it's super important in your consultation to give somebody a price quote too, so they're not like sticker shocked at the desk? Because I feel like even with us, that's so important to be put into the consultation, because you know how many people get upset like, you didn't tell me that before, you know?
And I've actually, we've joked about it before, like I've had somebody come in before and think that they were gonna get their lips done for $13. Because they thought they got their lips done with one unit of tox, like, you know, so like there is that level of like where people really don't understand what they're getting. So definitely we have an assistant and she goes in after we go in. So like me and Melissa will come out, we have like a form, we write everything that we want to do. We'll give the assistant a couple like pictures before and afters to show the patient. And then she goes in and basically explains everything, the price breakdown and all of that. And then as long as they're comfortable, she'll start numbing them.
And we're very transparent with all our pricing. Everything is on our website. We're,
That's it. So you guys do share prices online? I share prices on my website too, just so there's an average. So before they even book, they kind of know where they're going with that. I think that's important to do
be
that.
transparent. Absolutely. Because people, they want to know.
Right.
Yeah.
They're looking you up too.
Well, besides that patient, I think most people are expecting to
it's going to be, it's
not some money.
It's an investment in yourself.
Exactly.
And,
So I have a personal question for you guys, and I feel like Darlene, we were talking about it before they came on. What is making your partnership work? Like, you guys are women, you guys are obviously in different, like, obviously professionally, you guys are growing together. You guys started out growing together, but you guys have different lifestyles, and you guys are building like an empire. Like, give us like 3 things, like, for people that maybe wanted to go into a partnership, like some of the things that works for you guys, and
I feel
tell
like
us.
We just like clicked from
it's
day
definitely
one when we
personality.
started.
Okay.
I feel like when one of us takes on one task, the other person, like, I don't know, we just kind of like delegate really
we do a good job of, and we have
communication is great.
And we definitely have like our own little things. Like I always laugh, like if it's late at night and someone needs something, they know to call me because I'll be up till like midnight. But you're not going to call me at 7 a.m. because you're not going to get any answers. So Melissa's definitely the early morning. I'm definitely the late night. But no, definitely we say like yin and yang. Like we definitely play off of each other and support each other.
That's really important in a partnership. The communication.
We understand, like, you're always very understanding of if I have an obligation with my kids or anything, and if you have an obligation, like, very understanding with balancing.
So communication and balancing, of life, each other's lifestyle, which is so important.
And I think too, just like, expecting that we're gonna do our half, but not expecting too much.
We trust
either.
each other for sure.
So you guys are not like double checking what you did. You guys like fully trust whatever the decision. There's no reason to communicate because you already made the decision and she's fully on you. I love that.
Like, we'll just throw ideas and then be like, hey, I'm gonna do this. Okay, like,
okay, you said it's cool.
Good.
We don't hold each other back from like opportunities either. Obviously everything we do is for the better of the business, but we don't, like, she's not going to stop me from doing the trainings that I do with Allergan or like vice versa for her. Like, if an opportunity came up, like I think a lot of the reason that we did this was because we wanted to grow, and growth is so important for us. So just being supportive of each other in that. Too.
And you also, maybe you can tell us, you started your own podcast.
Yes, I did.
What's the name?
So it's called Fill Me In. Okay. It's with me and Jonathan. He is from Syracuse, New York. He has a location called Toxin Pout. So it's basically all things injectable, questions that patients might have, or even other injectors. Yeah. And just life outside of work too. So very similar to kind of you guys.
Yeah. I love that.
Yeah. So our first episode was May 7th. So it just came out, and
it was awesome.
Yeah, thank you.
It allows people to find out more about you too on a personal level, and your knowledge of what you both do, because the knowledge behind it is like what people gravitate towards to come and get a service done.
That's so true.
And that's why we wanted to put ourselves out there more too, because we're like, people see what we do, but they don't know the person behind the work all the time. So it's really important to show yourself, talk about it, personal level. Get detailed,
They love to hear, like, they love to get to know. It's like, I mean, I've had patients invite me to their weddings, to their baby showers, like, that I've been injecting through. So you really form like a nice relationship with your patients, and they just like to get to know you. So
definitely.
Yeah.
Do you guys have something, like anything else that you want to share on the podcast today that we didn't touch on?
Yeah, I mean, we have some huge news going
on.
We
do.
Drum roll.
But we are definitely growing faster than we expected. So, we're approaching 1 year. We're going to actually expand our space that we're at right now. So we're basically doubling in size.
Oh my God.
Amazing.
So we'll have 5 more treatment rooms. We're going to bring on some new services, another esthetician. Obviously, we have another injector right now.
And have a team.
We went from like two employees
and us,
and us to now we're gonna have 12. I think,
That's and you guys are still hiring.
Yes.
I feel like we're always hiring.
It never ends.
You always have to be hiring.
Never ends.
So when is it supposed to happen? Like, do we have a set date yet? Or
June 10th.
June 10th. Everybody.
Yes. June 10th.
And
You
is
heard it
Denville?
here.
Yeah.
Yes,
It's
Denville.
in
Yes,
Denville.
so it's actually
Okay.
our current location.
Yeah.
We just broke a wall through.
Oh,
Yes.
We're literally
Yes.
expanding this
that
space.
is
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah, and it's going to be a very different vibe. So our current side is very bright, yin and yang. So the injectable side is very like medical, white, bright. And then this is a very nice like arched door, frosted glass. When you walk in, it's gonna be like very dark, dim, more like black tones and things like that.
So we're gonna have like all of our
Spa.
like spa services there, facials, everything, very calm and quiet.
That's major growth for a year.
Like not even.
That is amazing.
Because your 1 year is going to be in what month? July.
June 12th is 1 year.
Yeah.
And then you guys are opening. Oh, that's so exciting.
Yeah, so
That's
we're thrilled.
We're so excited. Yeah. But I feel like it's like deja vu.
No, literally.
It's like
I don't know if we're
packages
better
are
or worse
coming
this
in.
time.
I don't know. I don't know how we did it last time either, with working full time and then opening the place, and we're working and we're busy and expanding.
Or at least
it's
you're
crazy.
driving to one parking lot now.
Yes,
And then just going back to do whatever.
Yeah, and you don't have to move half the stuff that you already have there. It's not like you have to pick up and move. Now you're just expanding. That worked out amazing.
And now we have somewhere for the packages to get delivered.
Yes.
When we did this a year ago, Melissa's garage was just floor to ceiling boxes. Like
my car had to stay in the driveway for a solid 2 months. Couldn't park it inside.
It was so nice having you guys in our
so much.
podcast.
Thank you guys.
I cannot wait to have an exhibit.
yes.
No, literally. And to see the new spot.
Yes.
Can't wait.
Oh my God, we have to have you guys over there.
Yes,
Yeah, for sure.
We'll definitely be there for another grand opening.
Yes.
Definitely some powerful women. That's amazing.
Yes, thank you guys.
Thank you so much for sharing all your knowledge with us and being here today.
Thank you guys. Thank you for having us.
Thank you so much.
Until next time, thanks for tuning in to our Fearless Power podcast.